Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mars coming at you over the interwaves with a StarCraft 2 cast. This one sent in by this man over here. He may be the cheesiest motherfucker on this planet. It's Florencio. His opponent, who is, quite, quite a special case himself. It's the Baffler. Baffler, despite, like his race of Zerg, likes cats. So both really races that enjoy, taking claws to human faces, basically. Alright, Florencio, over on this side of Daybreak, is starting up with a forge, and he's going to try and cannon rush his opponent. And his opponent is going for a hatch first. And okay. Okay. Keeps an overlord in there, by the way. If you're... Alright! I was going to comment that as an overlord here, because with an overlord you can see all of the pylons being put down, whereas an hatchery only sees this very tiny amount of things here. But Florencio puts this off, takes this one pylon and starts a cannon right there. Doesn't cancel this one. Yep, that is a cannon and a pylon. So when these do get taken down and he loses high ground vision, he's going to still be in power there, and does lose that probe. That is very sloppy right there. Alright, so we have surface area of 5 drones. 5 drones do fight a bit of damage, but not enough damage to take this down. He's going to take, let's see, we have 1 kill, we have 2 kill. That's all we're going to get. We're going to get 2 kills. Are we going to re-wall off? We are going to wall off. Oh, nice bait and switch right there. Alright, 2 photo columns there, and the Baffler is forced to pull yet more drones. Is he going to... some sloppy probe control right there. Alright. Cancels all the stuff here, and the Baffler gets his base on. And now he has 2 bases. He's got 4 Zerglings, just making sure that none of these are used for any future cannons. And should be feeling quite comfortable to drone on up there. Starts 3 drones. Alright, so that was a little bit of a lesson in how to deal with cannon rushes, and it apparently means pull lots and lots of probes. If you survive, then as this guy right here, you do end up with more probes than your opponent still, because you have to dedicate to that cannon rush quite a bit. Even if you do end up cancelling that, that's stuff, that's minerals that are dedicated to a pylon over here, and not building anything over here. So even if afterwards you do build it here, that means that you're delayed by however long it took your opponent to cancel it. So yeah, this feels horribly unfair, and this feels, really bad, but you can come out ahead. Or at least the Baffler did come out ahead, and then now it's just making sure to get a Roach Warren. And if I was him, at this point, I would be checking this clock right here and seeing when you should start making spore crawlers, because any person that starts with a cannon rush is most likely a cheesy bastard, as Florencio is, by the way, and will probably dark Templar rush you. Words are hard. Alright, well, the Baffler, oddly enough, has no clue that there's a base here, and why would you? Does spend a large amount of time making sure that there's no cheesiness going on here, that there's no proxy things such as a Dark Shrine. Instead, it's going to be double Stargate. This one get moved out. Did see everything happening over here. Did see that there was nothing happening. That's why he is so diligent about his scouting. Does find this stuff here because there's no chance that your opponent has as little as Florencio right now showed. And all of these roaches should make short work of this. Well, the mothership core, no, doesn't even... Well, by the time these guys arrive, he's probably going to have enough energy for one photon overcharge. But that is pretty much it. Other than that, these void rays will have to deal with it. Going out there, making sure that what he's fearing isn't about to happen. And yep, scouts that. He is going to have enough time to get that one void ray out. Yep. TheBaffler was over there making sure that he had Ravagers to fight over here, and that may be his undoing because that just gave his opponent time enough to get out a Void Ray. Got up the cannon, which just go up, and there goes that overcharge. And they're focusing actually the Stargate rather than that pylon that's shooting at them. Now there are 2 Void Rays coming out of there, so Florencio has to pull his probes. But other than that, these should go down just fine. This, on the other hand, is not the greatest tool, or at least Void Rays aren't the best tool against these things. Zerglings, lots of little Zerglings. Yes, Void Rays do a lot of damage, but they do damage to one unit at the same time. And so it takes a fair bit of time to clean that up. 3 bases on the Baffler, 3rd base coming on down there. He's got 27 drones, doesn't have this quite fully saturated, doesn't have this either. Did get those 4 crawlers. Maybe for the reason I stated, or maybe because he saw 2 Stargates here. And no, he's not going to follow this up. And that is probably wise because there's going to be 3 Void Rays right now and a photon overcharge. Dedicating a lot to that and not getting a great deal in front of it. Yeah, he gets 1 pylon, he gets 1 probe, and yep, no, that's it. Alright. Alright, well, I'm liking Florencio's position better now. He may still want to transfer a couple of probes away from here, but he doesn't have really anything to deal with Void Rays. Yeah, he can be defensive against him. He's got a lot of Spore Crawlers in place. But other than 2 Queens, which is 1 at this base and 1 at... no, 1 coming over on here. Really not much of anything. Florencio pulls that one back. And nice transfuse there, keeping that Spore Crawler alive just a little bit longer. And Florencio gets on out of there. Making sure to keep building those. Hydralisk then going down. Alright, cool. Where is this Spore Crawler being built? Back in there. Hasn't built one here yet. Sees no need for it. Is not droning up. Well, that is a full wall off. So, wait, is that a full wall off? I think that's a full wall off. So that may explain why there are no probes transferred to there, although this is of course a perfectly acceptable way of doing that as well. And he may want to start thinking about taking a 3rd base, maybe, you know, here, because why not? Instead, he's got, what is that, 6 Void Rays, and he should be able to melt whatever that is here. That should include a Spore Crawler and then a couple of... Nope. Gets a... Oh, is he going for the hatchery? Pulls back 1, pulls back a 2nd Void Ray, keeps everything alive, does take that out, and doesn't have the energy for mass recall, so does lose a Void Ray. But just 1 Void Ray for a Spore Crawler and a hatchery? Yeah, I'll take that trade. I'll take that trade. And what did I say? Because, you know, after you take this one as your natural, what's the most logical 3rd base? It's this one. I don't know, might take that one. I don't Alright, but now we have a whole bunch of Hydras. We have 13 Hydras, and Florencio hasn't built anything other than Void Rays. And Hydralisk fairly good against Void Rays, or at least once you outnumber them a little bit. If you especially if you survive that initial prismatic alignment. Does see that there's no natural base, does know that of that base, of course, and should be able to get in this just fine. Going to punch all of that down. Sees no gateway or warp gate, maybe a little bit confused. Loses that third base, and yeah. Alright, where are all those queens? All those queens are in position. Oh, and going for that Hydralisk then. Nope, nope, decides not to commit, and pulls back right there. This is a dead base, which is unfortunate, but it's mostly mined out. Does suck to lose that forge, but other than that, he wasn't really using that gateway or that cybernetics core, so that's okay, I guess. Alright. Building an oracle actually, and once again moving in here, making sure that his opponent is not retaking that base. And that is a murder, not a cancel. Oh, but there are a load of... Ooh, loses a Void Ray. And once again, that's a lot of mass recalls. That Mothership Core certainly does generate an awful lot of energy very quickly. Building on in there, making sure he can actually build more units. And now he's massing oracles. Because of course you would. Mass Void Rays is cliche. So, you know, you build oracles. And he hides them. Which is good, because if you happen to leave them here in front, they do kind of melt. From... Really? They do kind of tend to melt by Hydralisk. Oh, he's not doing anything better with the drones. You might as well. Sure, why not? Pretty sure this is a misclick. You're better off doing that. And oh, he baited this out. So now he may be able to get in there with a Hydralisk and just take this down if he so chooses. Void Ray is once again going to take out this third base, and that causes the Baffler to move on in there, and he has no detection. Which means that, yep, this happens. And is he going to move into another one? That is very unfortunate. Those Void Rays coming on in there, and these amounts of oracles may be able to take down all these Hydralisks just fine. Queens not so much, but Hydralisk just fine. This is a whole bunch of Void Rays taking out, well, he loses one. Maybe his thing is slightly... no, those oracles didn't do well enough against those Hydralisks. And it doesn't look like this oracle is going to show up. This oracle is, but yeah, numbers are a little bit overwhelming on the side. There are 5 Void Rays still here, and the queens are coming back on the side of the Baffler, leaving Florencio, or leaving the Baffler really, to just take this out without too much problems. Where is that Mothership Core? That Mothership Core is over here. Could recall into this base, but that's maybe not something you want to do. Got the 1-1 upgrade right there. And once again, an unpowered thing. He knows about that base. Yeah, there was an Overlord that saw that. Alright, so Florencio keeps base swapping, and in the meantime, there's a third base. Yeah, I suppose we can call that a third base being taken here, and this time it's Florencio that doesn't know anything about this. Now that's nice, although by the way he's been flying around here in order to hit it from behind. He may just fly over there again. Oh, is he going to leave this intact? Yep, I guess so. Going to check whether this base is being taken, whether this base is being retaken, and at this point he should know that his opponent is up to more sneakiness. Yep, going to have to rebuild the entirety of his tech structure before he can really build anything, because at this point he doesn't have a gateway, which means he doesn't have his cybernetics core, which means he can't build more Void Rays. So I'd say Baffler weathered the storm pretty nicely. He's got another base coming on over here. These guys are probably going to take this out. Yep, and these guys are back to mining because all of his bases were gone. That was a very nice gambit by Florencio, trying to take out all the hatcheries by his opponent. But the Baffler had enough money and enough drones on the map to retake some of those. And with 2 bases, now he just has to sort of wait. Tech up if he so wants, bulk up if he so prefers, and then move in here. With the 1 gateway coming down, he's got another good 2 minutes before he's actually starting to build more air units. Oh, there does scout that one. Hasn't counted the other yet though. So yeah, the Baffler in a very comfortable position right now. Lots of money. Going to rebuild lots of spore crawlers just in case. Doesn't quite know how many flyers his opponent has. And Florencio sending those out. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh, ooh, his opponent taking a leaf out of Florencio's book, retaking this, which is going to get scouted, I think. Does see this one. Does see that base as well, but he's not paying attention. Oh, yep, there we go. There's an oracle that's going to fly away. Alright, cool. And a probe. Probe that's going to die. So this is a pretty defensive position. There's that cybernetics core. Is he going to build a Stargate right away? That is 1 Stargate. That is 2 Stargates. And Florencio has enough money to build quite a few Stargates, to be honest. So that should be 3 Stargates. So if the Baffler gives him too much time, he may yet be in trouble. So at this point, the Baffler just building out Hydralisk, Hydralisk, Hydralisk. Oh, is he going to get that one? Nope. Oh, 3 hit points. That is very, very close. You're going to see that this base still hasn't been retaken, but you may want to wait engaging any serious animal use until you have some more hit points right there. Now we're just building more Hydralisks, building more Hydralisks. This Hydralisk then, oddly enough, survived, and there is that recall. And here are 4 oracles, not going for more void rays, but going for oracles against Hydralisks, which are light units. But oracles in turn are light units themselves, and these guys do extra against. No, they don't do extra against light. This is a tricky position. Lots of static defeated. This is more like tower defense than it is about actual StarCraft. There goes 1 cannon, there goes 2 cannons, and that didn't do anything because it got scouted by this thing right there, and those are a lot of overchargers. You know, just pull back. Just pull back, that's fine. You don't want to keep in there. Oh, no, that is 1 dead overseer. Nah, it's not an overseer. That's a spore crawler. 1 stasis ward remains, and he may want to move up another spore crawler just to make sure that he does see those as before. Those are a lot of phono cannons. Florencio is going to have a hard time expanding, and this would be his natural expanding path if he so chooses, I suppose. But yeah, his opponent's just building Hydralisk, is going to cancel all of these, takes down 1, 2, 3, and the last Void Ray. Now it's just Static D and a whole bunch of Oracle, but Oracle, great killer of probes, not so great killer of Hydralisk and Queens together. And that is the last stasis ward, but other than that, there's really nothing. Well, we're going to have another 4 oracles, but these 4 oracles aren't really going to do anything, and the Baffler dances his units, and Florencio laughs out loud, as well he should. He tried the cheese, but his opponent decided, nope, I don't do lactose, it sucks, it is bad for you, and GG. If you enjoyed this video, press that like button. If you'd like to see more of me, subscribe.